I've already told you the story of my relationship here. It was a really nice story full of love, affection, and care. My boyfriend and I, we were really heading towards getting married, right? We finished school together. He started studying to become a police officer, and I got into the course I wanted. We started to get organized and make plans so we could have our own place, for everything to go well, for us to really get married, full of plans. It was a really beautiful story. And today I want to share with you an episode that happened in this relationship that I would like to share and know what you think about it. Well, my boyfriend and I have been together for 7 years. It's a long time, so it's a relationship where we have a lot of projections, a lot of expectations for the future, and we talk very openly about it. And a mutual friend of ours decided to get married, and of course, she invited us. She's more his friend than mine. In fact, we traveled 375 kilometers to get to her city. We have a motorcycle, but we didn't want to go by motorcycle. For our comfort, we decided to take my mom's car so we could go and come back. When we got there, this friend welcomed me with open arms. You could see the happiness, the affection, and we also shared a little bit of our story, right? That soon it will be our turn too, and we would like to have her at our wedding, just like we were at hers. And this friend, she has two sisters. I already knew that one of her sisters had a problem with my sister in law, who is my brother in law's girlfriend. My fiance's brother, and her other sister. We didn't know her very well, we didn't have much contact. But what happened? When we got to the city, we stopped by a door with a group of people and went over to talk. And at that moment, this sister, whom I didn't know much about, she changed her behavior as soon as my boyfriend and I arrived. First of all, when she talked, she was talking entirely to him as if I was invisible there. Of course, I felt uncomfortable, but I wasn't going to say anything at that moment. I just let it go. A second thing that really bothered me, but I also didn't say anything at that moment, was that she said he looked really handsome, that he was very good looking. And honestly, there's no problem with you complimenting my boyfriend, but the way she was doing it, of course, it makes you feel insecure. Well, my boyfriend has always been very serious and very faithful to me, so he thanked her, and then we left from there. A little later, that same girl, the sister of the one who was getting married, she simply posted a photo on her private profile, and people sent me a picture of her and my fiance from when they were really young, an old photo, like a throwback with him. Wow, at that moment I was like, oh my God, right? Is she trying to pull him back to the past? What's going on here? I talked to my boyfriend about this discomfort. I explained it to him, especially because he's the one who owes me respect and security. He told me to relax, that he would do his best. Okay, a little later, we were having a sweet moment. We were kind of hugging, talking. He was running his hand through my hair, and then she just barges in like that. All like that, talking to him, touches him like this, and says, hey, will you come with me to pick up my mom? And then at that moment, even before I could, guys, think about it. The guy has been engaged for 7 years. The woman barely even looked at me, and she was calling my fiance to get in the car with her, just the two of them, as if I wasn't even there, to go pick up her mom somewhere. Wow, why didn't she invite me too? Like, let's go together. They haven't had any kind of friendship in these 7 years. I've never seen any kind of connection or anything like that for me to feel comfortable, confident, or secure about who this woman was. But even before I talked about my discomfort, before I even said that I didn't want him to go, he himself looked at her and said no, that he wouldn't go, that he would stay there with me because he wouldn't leave me alone, since in fact I would be left alone there while he went out with someone else. It didn't make sense. Of course, I felt uncomfortable, but I was really happy with his attitude. I know he did the bare minimum. He really shouldn't have accepted it, but many women have to ask, have to call attention, have to bring the guy back down to earth. And I didn't have to do that with my fiance, right? He himself told her no, that she would have to ask someone else to go with her. And obviously, I felt uncomfortable, but okay, we took a deep breath. It was time for the wedding. We were going to have fun, and then we would go back home. Later, during the wedding, after the ceremony, when the party started, this woman started drinking. She would drink and look at him, trying to seduce him, and you could see him turn away, getting serious, because he didn't want to encourage her. It was very uncomfortable. She kept laughing. Then she would come over, trying to dance in a kind of sensual way near him, in front of him, to get his attention, talking, like touching him, and as if I were invisible. So it was clear that she was really coming on to him. And this kind of attitude or accusation that I'm making is horrible because I believe that the one who owes me respect is my fiance. He owes me respect. I have nothing to discuss with her. But answer me one thing. Don't you also think that there are many women who are single who don't owe, or okay, they don't owe respect? They don't owe respect to my relationship because the ones who have to have respect in the relationship are me and my husband to me. But for her to have respect for another woman, knowing that the guy is with a woman, that he's been dating her for years, that he's engaged, that he has plans to get married, because she knew about this. We talked to people about it there. And even so, it seems like she has to do everything to get his attention and to totally distract him from me. So fine, she didn't have to respect our relationship, but at least have some respect, woman to woman. Today, I see that there are many women who want to be nice to other women and end up blaming the man or holding the man responsible for this kind of behavior, right? Nowadays, women don't want to fight with other women over a man anymore. They're confronting the man and becoming friends with the other woman. But here, in this situation, it's a delicate matter. I wouldn't want to fight with her or call her out. Quite the opposite. We could even communicate, but clearly. She didn't have an ounce of respect for me. She didn't have an ounce of respect for my boyfriend who was already taken. And the question remains nowadays, we as women and single women, don't we also owe respect to couples? Is it only the man who should respect the relationship? Should the woman respect the relationship? But shouldn't we really have respect for other people's relationships? What do you think about that? Are you on the side that believes that it's only those who are married who should be committed? If you're single, can you do whatever you want, even if doing whatever you want means hurting another woman, another person, or a relationship? Because I don't buy into that narrative, and I keep thinking even if I were single, I wouldn't behave like that. I wouldn't make another woman feel uncomfortable in her relationship by using her husband or trying to get his attention. In this situation, I really believe the woman gets the blame because her actions reveal her intentions, and that definitely affected me a lot. Of course, my husband was very respectful the whole time. He didn't encourage her. He would get serious. He would turn away. When she came over, he didn't want to talk. He behaved very well. And that was proof that I don't need to feel insecure because he makes me feel safe, He showed the whole time that he was there with me, and he noticed her disrespect toward our relationship. It proves to me once again that our relationship is healthy, that our relationship is safe, that our relationship is thriving. Just like in the previous story I told, we started and ended this story with a lot of romance and in a very healthy way. And once again, this story ends up being an example of a relationship for me. He was very sweet. Yeah, his attitude was acceptable, and I want to know about you all. What do you think? Does a single woman need to respect a relationship? Or is it only the couple who should respect each other? Hi, my beauties. How are you all doing? I brought up this topic, and I really want you to leave in the comments what type you are, right? Because there are a lot of people who are like, I'm single, I can do whatever I want. If he's in a relationship, it's up to him to deal with it. Or are you on the team that's like, no, I'm single. That man is committed to that woman, so I don't want it. Because there are women who end up being attracted, right? To married men, to engaged men. Leave in the comments what you think about this attitude and which side you're on. If you're really on the side of respect, or if you believe that no, the only one who should show respect is the one in a relationship. And if you've also been through any embarrassing situation, like someone blatantly hitting on your husband or boyfriend, send me your story at historiasdetipleegmail.com. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Kisses, and see you in the next video.